Hi everybody, this is Ulla Tinsley from Autism Mama Bear Talk. Today we have the man, the myth, the legend, Doc Nuzum back with us, who's gonna talk about more detox and why is it important, and his amazing new theory project, the funnel.
Detox has to start with drainage, okay? If you have a wound, okay, what do you have to do with the wound in order for it to heal? You have to cleanse it, okay?
Right.
And if you cut your finger, that means you put it under water and you flush it out. You have to drain all the waste and get the bulk of the material that's in there out, okay? You have to do that first. You have to do that before you try to disinfect your finger.
Right.
Okay, so you don't want to put disinfectant over dirt and rust, right? Or right. So you have to get all the debris and junk out of that wound first, correct? Detox, as far as detoxification of the entire body, works the same way. You have to start with removing the bulk, getting the major waste out of the system before you can get to the cellular waste. And here's the thing, think about this. If your cells, let's say your cells detoxify. Well, that waste has to go into the extracellular fluid, which is drained by your lymphatic system, which then has to drain into your liver and kidneys, which then have to they have to leave either through the urinary tract or through the bowel. So if at the top of the funnel you have cellular detoxification, if the cells detoxify and the lymphatic system's plugged up and isn't draining properly, where's the toxins going to go? They can't go either, right? And so what happens is people have Herxheimer's effect when they detoxify, or they have a healing crisis, or these types of things, which if you detox properly, you can very much minimize those issues. Okay, those are something that it doesn't have to be part of the healing process. I guess it doesn't have to be a painful part of the healing process. Let me just put it down. And so if you can imagine a funnel, okay, at the bottom of the funnel you have the colon, okay? Okay, so that's at the bottom. In the urinary tract, that's down at the bottom, and then up above that you've got the liver and the kidneys, your major filtration systems, right? Then above that you have the organs, your heart, your brain, and all of these other organs, right? And then above that you have the lymphatic system, okay? Because everything in your body, including your bones, are drained by the lymphatic system. All the waste drains out of everywhere via your lymphatic system. Your brain, the waste in your brain drains out primarily through the lymphatic system. Lymphatic system is your body's sewer system. Right. Okay, and so all the cells dump their waste into the extracellular fluid. That extracellular fluid flows off into the lymphatic system, where the lymph vessels, the lymph nodes, start to detoxify that extracellular fluid. Okay, and we call it lymphatic fluid once it's in the lymph, channels and whatnot. But that gets the purification process starts in the lymph nodes, where white blood cells actually go in and eat the waste. Okay, and whatever they don't get rid of has to get sent off to then the liver and the kidneys. Okay, so
what are the symptoms when you have clogged up lymphatic system?
Okay, clogged up lymphatic system, person does not detoxify well. Okay, so they
swollen lymph nodes under the
absolutely swollen lymph nodes under the jaw, headaches in the back of the head, tightness in the chest, tightness in the underarm, in the inguinal toward the groin, tightness there. you get with a plugged up or congested lymphatic system, you have allergies, you have all kinds of sensitivities. Okay, because when you're exposed to something that is toxic or something that your body doesn't like, if all the detox pathways are open, it just goes through your system. It doesn't get stuck, doesn't cause major issues. Okay, so your body deals with it really well. If your lymphatic system in particular is plugged up, it goes in your system and stays there. It doesn't move.
Yeah.
And so it gets stuck in your system. So you get, for people with, here's another lymphatic congestion symptom is multiple chemical sensitivities. That is a problem at the congested lymphatic system is what these people have. And so their lymphatic system isn't draining because the filters aren't filtering well, and because the colon is plugged up almost. Okay, and here's everyone asks me, so doc, how often should my bowels move?
Yeah.
My answer is, how often do you eat?
Right. Yeah.
Okay, if you're having one bowel movement a day, but you're eating 3 times a day, where are those extra 2 meals going?
Whew, that's a good question.
That's the answer.
How do we get rid of this waste, the toxic waste that's flowing in our lymphatic system, and then it affects all the other organs like our colon congestion and stuff?
You see, when you have a lymphatic congestion, your body's going to start diluting what's in the lymphatic system by adding water to it. Okay, what happens is people start to swell.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know if you know anybody that's overweight, but I know a few people that are overweight. In order to get overweight, your lymphatic system has to be congested. Okay, so it's super important, super important. But the way to unplug the lymphatic system is to start with the colon. Okay? The colon has to be not just cleaned once, it has to be maintained clean. Okay, so things have to be moving and exiting and exiting and exiting. You can't get things built up in there. Otherwise, it starts to reabsorb into your system, congesting your lymphatic system.
Wow.
Okay,
Makes sense.
Sure. So, if you don't, okay, here's an analogy, and this is for all the moms out there. You'll get this one makes sense. All right. How often do you have to take the garbage out? Not once a day.
Well, it depends how big is the garbage can.
Right. Let's say you only have a garbage can that's big enough to fit the waste from one meal.
Right. Yes.
Okay. If you think about it from that standpoint,
it will be overflowing.
Exactly. You got to take it out every time you fix a meal. And so. So think of the colon along those lines. And so it has to be moving. Otherwise, it starts to overflow. And when it overflows, it plugs up the lymphatic system. Okay. The first sign of that is abdominal bloating.
Yep.
Okay, so if you consistently, if your abdomen just keeps getting bloated and stays bloated or just won't slim down, it goes back to the colon isn't eliminating properly. If the lymphatic system gets congested, it'll cause the liver and kidneys to also become congested. Okay, because lymphatic fluid it's called a thixotrophic fluid. So it's a fluid that the warmer it gets, the more fluid it gets. But as swelling sets into the lymphatic system, that water insulates the lymphatic system and it makes the fluid cooler. It keeps it cool. Okay, so as it flows and the body does move it some, it's so thick it gets into the liver and kidneys and starts to congest them also. And so we start with the colon and we start with movement moves.
So that's the narrow part.
Right, that's the narrow part. We got to get that that all moving, because the lymphatic system's up here toward the top of the, and it drains down, but we have to unplug the bottom of the drain. The liver and kidneys, and then we maintain that lymphatic drainage. We keep that draining so it drains the organs. Once we get that happening, which can take, this is a process. What I have people do typically in the clinic is I have them do my 2-week detox program. I have them do 2 to 4 weeks on my GI tract protocol, and then I have them do my 21-day detox program. And so I do 1, 2, 3. It's just kind of in that order.
Right. In how short period of time? I mean, you do that one after another, or with some breaks?
One after another is usually how we do it.
Okay.
In doing that, going from one right into the next, it really keeps the lymphatic. It helps the lymphatic system clear. It gets the colon moving, and it almost like trains the colon to keep things moving, you know.
Right.
And then by the time they get into the 21-day detox program, their liver and kidneys are actually clearing and flushing at that point, and we get the lymphatic drainage it really catches up at that point. And with that, we see weight loss, we see things in just inflammatory problems just disappear. It's not a treatment, okay? We're just helping helping circulate the waste out of the body, and so and it not, you know, which helps the body clean up its own environment. And as that happens, and that clean environment starts to come forward and starts to happen, you start to have this clean environment inside your body, things just start clearing up, because your body's designed to fix itself. And if we set the stage for it to do that, it will. And that is our basic drainage program that we do, and we get really good results with that. One thing that does happen, this is something not a lot of people talk about, is that there is, when the body physically detoxifies, there is an emotional detox that does happen very often with that. That does happen, and it's something I've noticed with children on the spectrum. They're more sensitive, anyways. You know, they may be closed off, but they're sensitive, very, very sensitive. They're not shut down.
Yes, I know.
They know what's going on, and so they have plugged up emotions, if you will. Okay, and so as the body detoxifies, sometimes those, you know, it'll unplug some of those emotions also. That does happen. But if you follow this sequence, what I'm talking about is we're minimizing a lot of the discomfort in the whole detox process, because there's the thing, if you start at the top and try to do cellular detox, and everything else is plugged up, all 90% of what gets detoxified from the cells just circulates right back through the body.
Makes sense.
It causes so many problems, and people get very sick. They feel very, very bad from it, you know. And if you think about it, those of us that aren't toxic, you know, aren't very toxic, if we do that, we feel bad. You take somebody that is intoxicated, has been, you know, injured by toxins, okay? And if you start detoxing them at a cellular level without unplugging the drainage system of the body, I mean, they're gonna have, things are gonna be painful. It's gonna dredge up a lot of things, and it's gonna be a very slow process. Okay.
So what can we do to do the right steps and to speed up? Because, like, let's assume an average Joe comes and he's got some gastrointestinal issues. He's always bloated, irritated for no reason, problems sleeping, sometimes skin breaking out, and the usual average Joe. What do we do?
4 things, 4 real simple things as far as supplements go, and then I'll talk about diet real quick. My digestive detox. The digestive detox is designed to help train the colon to start moving again. It's for people that, you know, they're only having one bowel movement a day or once a week, you know.
I know.
What it is to help get things moving again. And it with 2 or 3 months of taking that, it retrains the colon to be moving and to keep moving it. So it's not a cathartic laxative or anything like that. It's for training the peristalsis, the pumping action in the intestines, to start working again. Okay. My black brew. The other thing would be enzymes and probiotics. Probiotics help to reset and reestablish a good microbiome. If you have a healthy microbiome, your gut will be healthy and stay healthy. It's something, it's kind of like being out of shape and starting to go to the gym. Okay?
Right, yeah.
You know, you don't go to the gym one time and get, you know, in shape.
Right.
It takes it's a process, and it takes some time, you know. And so probiotics are real similar to that, in that you can take one bottle of probiotics and it might not do a whole lot, but it's going to take that consistent exposure, just like exercising consistently. That consistent exposure causes major changes, but it takes time.
Yes.
Okay. And so probiotics fall in that category. And then you have enzymes. Digestive enzymes should help with all of the digestive processes. So if somebody has a sluggish bowel, enzymes should help loosen things up so it can move easier.
Right.
If someone has allergies and they just don't tolerate very many things, enzymes help breaking things down so they're easier for the body to handle. Enzymes just help with all kinds of different things. So those would be the 4 things I would look at as far as supplements. As far as diet, we have in my book Detox for Life, we promote a whole food, organic whole food diet. So eating as raw as possible. That's good, but what I promote is that you change. You get on a diet like that, stick with it for about 90 days, and then switch. So you might do the whole raw food diet for about 90 days, and then go to the ketogenic diet for 90 days, and then come back to maybe a paleo diet for 90 days, or you know what I'm saying? And so rotate every 90 days. Rotate your eating plan. Okay, so think of it that way, as an eating plan. Okay, not a diet.
Yeah.
My definition of the healing process: healing starts when someone's stable. Okay, they have to be stable. The problem with being stable is you can't stay stable, because life is progressive.
Yes.
Okay, so you're either going to progress or you're going to regress.
Yes.
Okay, and so once you're stable, there's only one proper step after becoming stable, and that is detoxification. Once you've detoxified, though, there's a process of fortification or rebuilding of the body that has to happen. Okay, now in that process, as detoxification has occurred sufficiently in your body, and you're maintaining that process, but you don't have to really focus on it quite as heavily. Okay, when you get past that point, we're actually into a phase where we're fortifying your system. And in fortifying your body, it is more than just rebuilding. What we're doing is we're increasing your body's ability to handle things. Okay, so we're increasing your body's ability to adapt. And that is the whole fortification process. And that's but that can't happen until you've detoxified properly.
Right.
Okay, and as you got to get things clean enough for that to happen. It's kind of like if you had a plot of land, and there's all these trees growing all over the place, and there's brush and everything, but you want to build a house there. You're gonna just start building a house in the middle of the trees, and you have to go in and clear the land, and then build the house, right? And it's a similar process. And so detoxification is the clearing of the land, so that we can rebuild it, rebuild the house.
Sure.